Hollywood as Hollywood does, and we're talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. M-rated, 2 hours and 6 minutes, so it's in line with what the average film length is these days. Dr. Stephen Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, has a bad dream involving himself and a teenager, who we soon find out is America Chavez, played by, and it's going to be a mangled pronunciation by me, Chitil Gomez. In it, the pair are relentlessly pursued by a fast-moving predator. Well, unfortunately, the nightmare turns out to be real. Chavez, America Chavez, has the uncanny knack of being able to travel across the multiverse. Now, what is the multiverse? Well, that's across parallel universes. She's travelled through 73 of them so far, but multiverses are limitless. So, next thing, the Master of Mystic Arts, talking about Doctor Strange, is rescuing America Chavez from the grip of a monstrous, gargantuan, one-eyed octopus that is terrorising the city. Totally plausible, of course, yeah. It turns out that it is trying to kidnap Chavez and tap into her superpower. I must feel ridiculous talking about this after the two movies that we've spoken about so far, and and the play, I mean. Anyway, Doctor Strange calls upon the magical skills of Wanda Maximoff, Elizabeth Olsen, to help out, because there is trouble brewing. Only Wanda Maximoff has other ideas. And all the while, Doctor Strange continues to hold a torch for his one true love, Christine Palmer, played by Rachel McAdams. Once again, Doctor Strange is aided in his endeavours to ward off Armageddon by his loyal offsider Wong, played by Benedict Wong. It's been written by Michael Waldron, and coming 6 years after the first standalone Doctor Strange self-titled movie, I thought the premise was straightforward. As is the hallmark of Marvel, the story arc kept circling around, revisiting and reintroducing older characters to delight fans and ensure confrontation after confrontation. That is what Marvel does. In this case, the point of difference was in the iteration of the key players across universes, of which there's apparently, as I mentioned, an infinite number. I mean, they could be good guys, and I use the term generically, in one version, in one universe, and bad in the other. And Benedict Cumberbatch, well, he's at ease in the driver's seat. As the title of the film suggests, events gravitate around him. And really, under the direction of Sam Raimi, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is a special effects showcase. There are some spectacular fight sequences. Mind you, with the bar set high on these because of the sheer volume of superhero movies that are being released, because the studios know they can make money out of them, I actually long for something fresh with this, Dave. What about you?
Yeah, I think this is one of the ones where Marvel might be wishing that they had their own multiverse, that they could go back in time and change a few things, because they should be celebrating at the moment that they brought out Spider-Man, a movie that was loved by critics and loved by fans and was an absolute box office juggernaut. But since then, they've had Morbius come out, which was a failure, and they're also receiving criticism for Moon Knight, the new Marvel series on Disney Plus, because people are saying it's just too dark. Now, I'm sure that Marvel wish this Doctor Strange movie was not the next movie coming out, because Doctor Strange has to be one of the least favourite characters of the Marvel Universe for most fans, and if people thought Moon Knight was dark, this is even darker, to the point where it's being released in some Asian markets as a horror film. So
we're talking Sam Raimi after all.
Yeah, and I think that is why Marvel is going to be so nervous, because all the things that people are saying at the moment that they're not liking about Marvel seems to come across in this film. To their credit, I thought the writer this time made Stephen Strange a more likable character. In the first film, a lot of people said that they couldn't warm to his character because of the fact that it was so magical and mystical that there was no human element there. I thought this time around they did that a little bit better, where he knows as a character that he's got to show kindness. And I think that started actually in the last Spider-Man movie. So I don't know. I just didn't get into this movie the same way as I do a lot of Marvel movies. I still find that the whole mystical universe thing means that it's separated from that human side so much more. I did like the character of Doctor Strange more this time around, but I still just find that he's not Captain America, he's not Iron Man, he's not Thor. I don't warm to him the same way. So I did enjoy elements of this. I liked that Sam Raimi made it a little bit different, but to me it was just another cog in the Marvel machine.
Now, Peter, we're really limited for time, so I'm sorry to squeeze you a little bit. Just give me your overall impression of Doctor Strange.
Oh, it's just a darker version of previous Marvel films. It's a sort of a reflection on the last Spider-Man film, where Doctor Strange created these multiverses, and so we have the usual good versus evil special effects spectacle. There are some elements of humour here and there, but I didn't find this particularly exciting or interesting. Even the post-credit sequences were not particularly exciting for me, so I was disappointed.
Yeah, there wasn't enough differentiation between this and many other films in the Marvel back catalogue. Quickly, a score out of 10 from you, Peter?
5 out of 10.
And Dave?
6 out of 10.
And 6 out of 10 for me. Thank you very, very much, boys, for your time. We will do